Hi all, welcome back to the channel. So today I want to get straight to the point. Yes, there will be at least 2 Note 21s coming out in August. How do I know that? How do I know that? Even better. Well, I do the research, so you do not have to. Press subscribe for more news, information, how-tos, especially on Android phones, but mainly anything that plugs in I usually review, from coffee machines, but mainly on Android and sometimes on PCs. So how do I know that? First, it all started recently with a well-known insider called Ice Universe being quoted by many YouTubers and on the internet for those techies like me that want to know, saying the Note range is finished. Well, he has a great history of being very accurate, but if you look at his history, we're 5 months away now from the launch of the Note 21, and if you look at his history, you'll notice that he often changes his mind, updates, corrects things as time progresses, so we're a long way out. On top of that, I've got pretty reliable sources to prove otherwise. Now, most of the other YouTubers are saying, well, it's not coming out because they bought the S Pen out for the S21 now, and therefore there's no need to have it here. That's not quite correct. Samsung have said last year they're going to make the S Pen available to many more devices, which is a good idea. And it made sense to do it basically to compete more with other phones on the market. They got a lot of competitions from Chinese brands and Sony's new phone, Apple, etc. So they've got this S Pen, but it's an add-on. It's not integrated into the phone. So if you buy the Samsung S21, you'd have to buy a case, which is nearly $100. The S Pen kind of fits in a very clumsy way in comparison to how the Note range does now, and it doesn't have the Bluetooth connectivity, so very limited in what it can do. So it's an add-on. They're not going to change that, and people that buy the S range, they look for the best cameras, they're looking for a direct competitor to iPhone, and it's the best of the best basic phone, if you like, available, and the S Pen is just an add-on. Now, Samsung could bring out additional S Pens, additional cases, but then you're talking about making the phone wider and bulkier, more bulk, whatever, and that's not going to work, and it's going to upset a lot of their loyal customers. Samsung Note users have been loyal to Samsung. I mean, I've had pretty much every Note since existence, so maybe 12 Notes, 12 years. And once you get addicted, if you like, it's probably the right word for us techies, it's tough to use a normal phone. There's way better phones out there, well, not many, but a couple, especially in the past. Unfortunately, Huawei doesn't compete anymore for obvious reasons, which we won't get into on this channel. But Sony's coming back, and there's a few other brands that are doing pretty good phones, like the OnePlus now, and of course people can move to Apple. However, the Samsung Note users are a loyal bunch. I mean, everyone I've met with a Note has always, once they've got one, you cannot just change to another phone. You are hooked. And there's only, I think, LG and Motorola that have brought out an S Pen, but it's very primitive. It doesn't do anything like what we can do with our S Pen on this. So that is number one. Number two, if they didn't bring out a Note range in August, they're going to have to rely a whole year until people upgrade to the next S range, which doesn't make financial sense for them. That wouldn't make sense. And no one in August is going to update their Note and buy the 6 months old, then S21 range. That too wouldn't make any sense. So they have a major sales influx in August, which is great for their business model worldwide. And what they normally do is they put everything into the Note, especially in the olden days. And they used to see what sticks and what works and what doesn't, but you would have the best of the S range plus a few extras. And I believe I got more news on that. From what I can tell lately, on the latest news, it's going to have the new processor. It may even have the 888 Plus. I don't know for sure that, but if not, at least the Samsung Exynos processor, which they will use in Europe and other countries, will be equal, if not better, to the American version. A lot of people overseas, including myself, have got the Exynos version, which is nowhere near as good as the American one. Costs the same, and many countries it costs more. Samsung They kind of cheated us on that, and people are disappointed, but they did give us a bit more memory on their phone or some better free gifts, but that's not the point. That always annoys me a little bit there. So let's carry on as to the other thing that people are saying. People are stating, well, they're going to put the S Pen with the Z Fold, Samsung's Z Fold number 3. That's the phone that folds that way. Well, that's not going to happen for a number of reasons. That screen at the moment is not glass. It's advertised as glass, but it has glass particles. But it's very easy to scratch. That screen technology has not been changed. It's been improved now. For the Z Fold 3, it will be a stronger glass particle screen, but it will not be good enough to use a S Pen on it. So that's not going to happen. Plus, combine that with the fact that the Z Fold is going to be around at least $1,500 to $2,500, depending where you live. That is a massive up in price from the normal Note. And in this market and these times, that too is not going to happen. Now, bearing in mind with the Z Fold, it does get you a bigger phone when it's open, but it's a bit bigger, not double the size of this. However, it does add a lot more bulk and a lot more weight. Combine that with the battery, which at the moment is not quite as good as the top Note. How they're going to put a pen, which of course reduces the battery size in it, even with the latest processor, it's just not going to happen. Not now, maybe next year, but definitely not going to happen this year. They could bring out a different kind of pen with limited functionality, with a soft tip, but that's not going to happen in my opinion. That one is my opinion, I don't know for sure, but we're talking about the Note 21 and the reason it is going to come out. They've got the millions of loyal customers. It's taken them years to do that. They're not going to just throw those away and hope they're going to spend another 1,000 extra. No, that's just not going to happen. And if you, other sources of information. Oh, the other things about the new phone, the Note 21. With luck, it's not going to have the little hole here. It'd be one of the first, won't be the first because it's already a phone out there, that will have the under glass camera. So you'll have no notch, nothing at the top. That's being tested out for sure right now as we speak, but it won't be the first smartphone to do that, but that'd be great. The fingerprint sensor should be greatly improved, much better than the S21. Samsung have teamed up with AMD processor, and it's a way faster processor than anything on the market, and it blows anything away. It may or may not be ready in time because they got battery problems at the moment, but if it is, the speed on that and what it'd be able to do processing wise would be phenomenal. The cameras will be very similar to the S21, probably fine-tuned a little bit more. Screen size the same. Battery will be bigger for sure, because that was the only major complaint Samsung had on this, especially in Europe, including myself, regarding the battery. What else have I got to tell you about it? I can mention a few more things that I've got here from some of the notes and some of the information here. Oh, and Samsung himself have actually, have theoretically, and I'll show you this, have actually confirmed they are not discontinuing, and they are continuing to support the Note range. So that's from theoretically directly from Samsung. So what else have I got here? Just to go for you. Okay, this is from Reuters. Some of the information here, pretty reliable sources here. Price rise should be a bit cheaper than before. The reason is you're not going to get the plug, but you will have faster wireless charging, by the way. And yes, it is it will come with the new 888. This is the Snapdragon, and it's called the 888 Plus new processor. And they may use that for all the phones, all the Note 21 phones. Obviously, it's going to have the higher refresh rate that you'll be able to use on all resolutions, which you couldn't do before with the Note 20. On top of that, the camera will be vastly improved to where it is now, both close-up wise, etc., etc. It'll be like the S21, but with even more add-ons. And I think that pretty much covers it. Press subscribe, let me know your thoughts. Would you buy the Z Fold for $2,000 if it came with a S Pen? I'm not sure I would. The other couple of things that I mentioned is the Z Fold is not waterproof and it's heavy. It's a third heavier than this. That alone is a concern for people when they move out all day. Okay, if you're in an office, I guess, but I'm not convinced about that at all. So I'm looking forward to the Note 21. Are you? Let me know your thoughts. Press subscribe.